All right, we is live.
Whoop, whoop.
To the channel. Getting going.
Yep. I just got it on my phone. Dave Saylors is live.
I got one too.
I'm trying to get there. Trying to see it. I can't see I don't know where to see it.
Showing the live indicator beside your name under subscriptions.
Yeah. But I don't know where to view my own stream.
Would you like me to send you a link to your own stream?
I got it. I'm gonna mute it.
There we go. It popped up now. Come on.
Dude,
now we're here.
Oh, look, it's three of us all in the same thing.
Your hair's missing.
Yeah, I shaved everything.
Well, the weather's just right for that today.
No, it just got to a point I was like, if things got weird, what happens if I need to wear a mask? And or something like that's got to go on, like if I got to go to the hospital, and I'm just like, you know what, I haven't put a razor to my face in since 2011, so there we go.
Clean things up. Hey, look, it's Casey.
Casey is visiting.
Nice.
All right, bye, honey.
So we're watching ourselves. We've got three people watching the stream, and it has to be all three of us.
Hello, everybody. All three of us.
There's Grant. Grant just popped in.
Hey, Grant. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Yeah, straighten up a little bit here. There we go. Get it a little bit centered. All right, I'm gonna. Oh, look, Raul, how you doing?
I'm gonna let you guys run with this. I'm going to go get a libation after having that just technical support disaster again. So give me 5. I'll be back. I'm glad you're here, Phil.
All right. Aaron is our IT specialist. He's the one who's been coordinating this multi-person streaming idea. He's been making it work. Yeah, I'm just Sand Mountain well water and an algae. But today we're discussing cabin fever and ways to overcome it. The idea came to us while me and Aaron was kicking around the ideas of videos that we'd been talking about and things like that. He's been doing some photography. He's been getting out and some wildflower stuff. And Phil here, he's been getting out and doing some hiking trips and things.
Yeah.
What'd you just get?
Well, I was going to say that my solution for cabin fever is just like you say at the end of every video. Geico tap. Get your camera out and take a picture. Best words I've ever heard.
I haven't replied to you yet, Martian Citizen. I seen your post. I've been at work all day. I will get you a reply to that comment, though. That was a good point you made. Mike, how you doing? Thank you for logging in. We got mail call. Let's see here. Yeah, if I get closer, I'll focus it in. See. Check that out.
I think I'm turning Japanese.
Yeah. That postage stamp, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the field. Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's in that box.
There we go. But I got that. It came in about a week ago, and I have yet to open it. I've saved it for this. Give y'all something to watch. And I have another little widget that Aaron tipped me off to. He actually sent me a link to a review video by another YouTuber about this. I need to give y'all the guy's name of that. Gary, how you doing? From Spokane. Sweet. All right, I'm going to jump in here. This way I can do this without crashing the system. Aaron's back.
Aaron has returned with no hair.
No hair. Well, I had no hair when I left, so
sure,
I think I came
but he
back.
Still has no hair. It's like, who is this guy?
Yeah, the beard is dead.
Who's this guy with the same voice as the guy we saw before?
Well, I thought about doing a photo project. I'll probably shave my face like once or twice more. But I thought about doing like a photo project where I take a picture every day as I regrow the beard.
That's
That'd be
see, that's Geico Tap right there.
Yes.
Well, by default, that means I would have took a picture a day. So yeah, it works out.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
My sister's husband, who I go hiking with sometimes, great idea. I can't do it this year, but his idea is to get a picture of all the flowers of spring in the Chattanooga area as they come in. You know, like first you got the
Oh.
little yellow flowers that you see in everybody's yard that are bulbs, and eventually red bulbs, and then dogwoods, and blah 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 blah, and then make a really
Yeah.
long video with. So next year, that's a project, unless somebody beats me to it,
Nice.
because I gave the idea away.
I don't like the fact that it counts videos that start auto playing on your screen before when you don't even pick them and puts them in your history as if you watched them when you didn't. And I'm trying to scroll through and find this review video he sent me, and got all these other videos where maybe I left the browser open and it auto play.
Hey, if you're just going to let it roll, just put it on my channel and hit play. Go to sleep.
Yeah, I mean it's got the final fight scene from the Chronicles of Riddick. I didn't watch that, but it shows it played the whole thing. So apparently I left my browser open and it was auto playing.
Also, hey, if you are wanting to go to sleep, if you're having trouble sleeping, just watch my hooded merganser video, and if that don't put you to sleep, nothing will.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty interesting video.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Thank you, though.
How long ago did you send me that link?
Well, a couple days ago. You want me to?
Yeah, I can't. There's no way I've watched all these videos since then.
I haven't sent you that many.
Apparently, I've left a
Did
video. Yeah, here's the last week where I looked up how to find your train key. I've seen it since then. I just hunted the link.
I'm just going through Messenger real quick and scrolling through.
Yeah, because you sent it to me. That's how you sent it to me, wasn't it?
Yep.
I watched that video and I was like, dude, that's a really good idea, and I bought one of them. Let's see. Heather Boyd, don't we know you? I could have swore I've met. No, I haven't met Heather Boyd, I don't think. We've virtually met. That's it.
Nope. That's
Heather,
not
you should
it.
come in here and wave.
Is that the link?
No, well, it is, but it isn't. So hold on a second. Let me get the link here.
Okay. You're just gonna open it up and go to the browser.
There you
Drop
go.
it into the chat. How about that?
I can
You want
do
me to
that.
grab it and put it in there?
No, I got it. It's already in my. Where's
Okay.
the chat? Dang it! I lost the chat. Oh, there it is. Well, I was running around on Facebook posting links up of what was going on, and then yeah. So while you guys are chatting, I'm actually here doing some work behind the scenes.
Nice.
And drinking a 12-year-old scotch.
I'm drinking a 12-day-old beer.
That sounds
Is that
like
okay?
that sounds like
I'm
a
drinking
Heineken.
100-million-year-old Sand Mountain well water.
Okay, you win.
I blew my daughter's mind one day when I got a glass of this water, and we filter it through a Berkey water filter because we have iron in our well, and that gets the iron taste out of it. And I draw it off a cup of that water. She said, "You getting some fresh water?" I said, "No, this is the same water that ancient Egyptians drank." Think about that for a minute. It just gets recycled over and over and over.
Some of that ancient Egyptian water is in this watered down beer.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're not enjoying your beer very much.
No,
Good evening, Thomas. Thank you for logging in. But yeah, the video that Aaron just put up is he's a small YouTuber, but the video is really good, and it's a little device. Here, I'll just go ahead and open it. I've been waiting for the stream to do it. This came in a couple of days ago. I'm going to do a whole video on it, too. I haven't got it out of the box yet. Comes in a nice little soft cake.
Do you want to play the
Hmm?
video? We could
It's
restream.
Christmas
We
for
could
David.
restream the dude's video if you wanted.
Oh, crap, I just dropped something. What's this?
I'm feeling really
Oh,
sleepy, Phil.
it's a coupon code card. Oh, no. He's doing ASMR. And then we got a sticker. The box is just cardboard. And then you got this little fake leather pouch that keeps it from getting scratched. Then you have this little widget, all right? And it's got a mirror on the inside. It's got a screen protector. Scratch. Let's go ahead and pull that off. Ooh, it's a very nice mirror, too, to tell you the truth. Okay, you loosen up the cold shoe, stick it in the cold shoe of said camera that doesn't have flippy screen. Turn it around the right way. There we go. And then you lock that down so it don't fall out. Then you flip your flippy screen horizontal, juice up the camera. Sure enough, you can see the whole thing. Dude, it works perfectly.
That is brilliant.
You should turn it around and point it at the camera
Yeah.
so people can see it.
Yeah, let me get over here and focus on the camera. And then as I dial in the focus, you can see, oh, I'm too close. Minimum focus distance from this lens is 2 feet. I got to back up. But, crap. I got 2 cameras I'm manually focusing. There we go. But yeah, as you can see, you get to see what's on the display right here in front of the camera. It's ingenious. And it was like,
how much was that?
like $10.
Oh, that's not in my budget anymore. I'm socially distanced from my money.
Yeah, dude, it was super cheap. And it allows you to vlog yourself. I mean, I can see the whole display. Works perfectly.
That's
Everything's backwards. All the writing is backwards, but I can see the picture. I can frame it perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it would take a little bit of getting used to get yourself rule of thirds in the shot with it being backwards.
Yeah. And it's got 3 cold shoe mounts. There's one on each side and one on the top, so you can put road video, micro, or whatever on here. You know, if you've got a little loom cube, you can stick it in one of these and get you a video light. Gives you plenty of mounts. Dude,
where'd you say you ordered that from? Amazon, as they say?
Amazon.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting one. I'm getting one tonight. Not tonight, but I'm ordering one for sure. Because I like to vlog with the Z6 sometimes.
Yeah.
And that would be good for that.
I originally this path of insanity I went down on this evening. I was trying to get the Z6 hooked up, as my streaming camera for that new room I'm setting up for doing all my streaming from, and I could not get it to work right. I get the HDMI to go out and get it to capture, but it just captures the live view out of the off the back screen.
Huh.
Now,
Bizarre.
I know, but I can also go in the 850. I might switch over to the D500. Because I know the D500 and the D850 have, heck, if Ken Wheeler can do it, I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. But there's some other settings in the back of the camera that will, allow me to strip out all that extra, data that's, in the frame on the back window and just give me straight raw video out. So, but that's not in the Z6. I got HDMI settings in there. I ain't got nothing in there for doing for stripping out the thing and making it like a webcam.
Yeah, I mean, this is the D810. That's what I'm streaming with. Is D810 with a vintage 24 to 24 millimeter f2.8 AIS lens. That's why I keep manually focusing it, and it worked. So I know that the D850 would probably do it. So the D500 certainly should.
Aaron, you got a question on how this whole thing is operating from the Martian Citizen.
Oh, bubble gum, duct tape, some baling wire, a couple coat hangers, 2 rolls of tinfoil, and a dead possum.
I know Dave's using OBS, I think, to get his D8.
No, I'm using Discord. He's got OBS. I'm just using Discord.
Yeah, I've got fiber out here at the house, so I've got a lot of up and down bandwidth to play with. So I've got Phil. We're conferenced in on Discord because Discord works pretty good, and it's not. By the way, if you use Zoom, be careful. Here's a little PSA. Zoom's having like some hacking issues going on.
Yeah,
So
they
Zoom
got
is
hacked.
yes,
Zoom's kind of taking over the world right now.
well,
Everybody's using Zoom with
it's
this.
getting hacked right now too.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
remote education thing. Did you hear that, Heather?
Yeah, it got hacked and said it was streaming pornography to the kids.
Great.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
everybody needs a little education.
there's a link to the news
That's
article
a
on my Facebook page if you're really that concerned about it.
that's physical education.
Yeah, that's virtual education. Yeah.
But anyways, I've got
People are hacking into AA meetings.
Oh, I heard
What?
that on I heard that on the news. I think. Yeah.
Oh, that's just cold.
Telling them to go get a beer. Step 12.
For real. Man, that's just cold.
It really
You
is.
need to leave them people alone.
Canon, Mike, what's a 500D close-up lens?
Oh, you've never seen one? It's a lens that screws onto the filter threads.
Oh,
And
okay.
it turns,
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, I
I
have
had
some.
one.
with
Yeah, I had
that,
one
that's a macro
years ago.
adapter, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
it's a macro filter is
Yeah.
what they called it.
Right.
But mine aren't expensive. Mine are super cheap from Amazon.
Yours are Amazonian.
Yeah.
I'm fixing. We're still dialing in this whole streaming thing, y'all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna build another computer, this week. I'm just gonna build a whole nother desktop, put 2 video
Nothing
cards
else
in
to
there.
do?
Well, I got the parts, but I wanted, I wanted to like set up a dedicated streaming
There.
stuff in the other room, So I got the lights, I've got everything set up. And I thought I could do it with the laptop because usually, like when I do like my DJ shows, which I'll probably be doing one tomorrow. But
I did not know you did DJ shows. That's cool.
yeah, yeah. Well, all things considering, I think I'm gonna resurrect Funky Friday and probably do maybe a 3 or 4 hour funk show tomorrow night or tomorrow.
Did
You'll
you say
stream
punk?
you'll stream that to YouTube?
I'm not sure. I'll probably wind up streaming it to Facebook and maybe to Twitch. I don't know. I might do YouTube. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do it yet.
Well, Twitch is designed for that, isn't it?
Yeah, no. Amazon, because Amazon owns Twitch. Amazon. What's the lens, Phil?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just sticking stuff in front of the camera.
Okay. So
Oh,
where
okay.
was I going with that? Oh, so Amazon owns Twitch. They've gotten really totalitarian about their rules, and streaming music is kind of like everybody wants their slice of the pie, so they want their 10th of a cent of royalties for any time a song gets played.
Right.
So yeah, it makes it kind of hard for DJs because DJs go buy music, and that's the whole premise of a DJ is to go buy music to form it out for other people, and then you try to do something on the internet. So you can still do it on Twitch live, but you won't be able to record it because they've got some algorithm that checks your entire audio feed, and if it hears anything that's slightly copyrighted, it just blocks out the audio on your recorded stream.
Okay. Yeah, that's I had a little piece of copyrighted footage in where I had videoed a DJ, and he was mixing music, and there was enough. I gotta check some guys. I'm hearing sounds that don't sound normal come out.
I tried when I was doing while you're checking stuff. I tried changing the speed, but not the pitch of some music in some of my videos where I do point of view from Disney rides, and that worked for a little while, and then it didn't work.
Yeah, so I've got like this saying. So the DJ software. I mean, when I first started DJing, you had turntables, so you put vinyl on there and you had your pitch up and down. So the faster or the slower you changed it, the speed, so you can match the tempo of the other track. It would change the key, so you kind of had to be there was like some harmonic matching that you had to do, and sometimes if you were riding too fast it wouldn't go in. So but now the software, I can match tempo, and I can also lock the root key of the song, so
Cool.
I can change the tempo and keep the key independent of the tempo. and works out really well when you're trying to get in this complex mixing. But I don't know. I don't hardly mix anymore. So I do it like once or twice a year, and yeah.
That's fascinating that can be done
Mm-hmm.
to me.
That you can speed the song up by changing tempo, but not change the actual
Mhm.
key of the
Yeah,
song.
yeah. Leave the pitch the same. It blows my little tiny mind. It's cool though.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade. I just take pictures. I'm just a
so so hey,
YouTuber.
let's talk some more about cabin fever and photography. You want to?
Yeah.
Oh, too.
Well, for me, the cabin fever starts officially tomorrow. Georgia's the governor has announced that he's doing a stay-at-home order for Georgia residents. I'm in that list. So we're not supposed to travel. Basically, it's a travel ban, 10 days. It ends on the 13th right now. I don't know if they get things under control. I'm assuming it's mainly because it's in Atlanta and they're having more trouble with it than we are out here in the remote areas. We only have
Yeah,
like one case in Dade County, so it's not
it's
like
out
a
there in the
big problem
sticks.
yet. But they're trying to get things under control. They're just struggling with it. But now that I'm not able to go out and video on location, I've got 2 or 3 videos in the can that I have to edit and upload that are shot out. Like the one I just launched yesterday, the ISO tutorial. I did that one while Sierra was at the doctor. I was in the parking lot and I wasn't nobody around, so I went ahead and shot that video there. But there'll be a lot more videos from here now because we really ain't supposed to be wandering around like we was.
Well, the good thing for
But
you've got a lot of. I mean, I don't know how much room you've got, but you've got that stream going by your place where you made that first video where I realized who you were.
oh
And
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
we got 20 acres
yeah, you could. Holy crap! I'm coming down there. I'm socially distancing in your forest.
here. Yeah, I have 20 acres
I,
of
I, I
available
know I know
property.
where Dade County is. I can get on I-59 for a little bit.
Yeah,
Ka-dunk,
it ain't hard to
ka-dunk,
get here.
ka-dunk, 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 ka-dunk.
We're pretty
That's a
close.
that's a
Hey
rough stretch of
Scott,
road.
all the way from Canada. Nice for joining. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, we we've been talking about cabin fever. I don't know if you was here for all that. What have you been doing to mitigate cabin fever, Aaron?
Um,
Haircuts.
Yeah, he shaved his head.
no, I didn't shave my head. I usually keep it buzzed about that low.
Yeah.
It's usually like a number 1 and a 2 depending on how my barber cuts it. But now the beard's gone. Yeah, that was the biggest thing. It feels weird. I'm kind of glad I got some stubbles back because now it feels kind of
That
somewhat
was a
normal.
serious beard. You know, where I remember seeing you the first time was a thumbnail on one of David's videos.
Oh yeah, it was like last about a year ago. It was down. It was like I was in wizard, style beard. It was like
Yeah,
almost down to my belly button. That's how big it was. And then I
yeah,
cut
that was
half of it off, and then I cut half of it off again, and then I said, you know what, I'm just gonna shave it because, things are a little crazy, and it'll grow back. Give me something fun to do. So yeah, cabin
Yeah.
fever. First phase of cabin fever is watching a beard grow.
right.
Watching hair grow. That'll. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
no,
no shave
I've been
November. We got
I've
no
been
shave 2020.
yeah, I've been working on the house, the yard. Giving my amateur radio station back up. Unfortunately, I can work from home, so I've been working from home and doing some online school and trying not to drive myself crazy
Ah,
by reading the internet.
yeah. That's the magic. Don't sit and watch those YouTube suggested COVID-19 updates all the time. Because if you do that, it's just going to make you worry yourself to death.
No, I like chasing the data, so I got look at some of the dashboards daily, and I'll look at globally, nationally, and then locally. So I'll look at the Indiana state level, and then I look at our county, and I've kind of got like a mental trend in there, and it looks like Indiana, believe it or not, don't hold me to this, but it looks like Indiana's data is 3 days behind from what it's posted.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Did you see
which
what
no,
Biden
it's
said?
scary.
Mike said it's a bad time for husbands who told their wife, "I will fix it when I have time." That's awesome.
There is a lot of honeydew listers. There's a picture floating around on Instagram of Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Predator where he's hiding in the mud. It says, "Day 4 of the shut in. The kids are sneaking me treats."
But I think the thing to do if you are into photography is just do photography, and probably the most likely kind that you can take advantage of right now. Here it is, spring, is macro photography. So and even if you don't have a macro lens, you can still get on Amazon
Amazon.
and get you some macro extension tubes and put them on whatever lens works the best. I recommend getting extension tubes that are active, that have contacts, so the data from your lens can pass through to your camera. Well, I mean, if you're using older lenses, David, that have aperture on the outside of them, but if you're not, then you need to
Oh,
control aperture somehow. Um,
yeah. I keep forgetting there's people that have the G series gilded lenses, and
yeah,
I'm so old school. All of my macro lenses have an aperture. Yeah, I keep. But
Yep.
yeah, he's right. If you get the electric contact ones, if you get the ones, get some decent. Don't buy the super cheapest ones because I've done that trying to play with extension tubes, and if you get the really cheap ones, the flange lock doesn't work like it should. It just that they're just not good, and it leaves you with a bad experience. So get some good extension. You're gonna.
or get the filter, the magnifier filter, like Mike just bought. Those work pretty
Mhm.
good. And I tell you, the first macro I ever did, I had the 50 millimeter f1.8D, and I bought the reverse thingamabob. It screws onto the filter thread, and you can mount it onto your f mount camera backwards. You can manually turn on that D series lens. You can because you want like f22 for more depth of field. And those were the first decent macro pictures I made with my D7000 back in 2011, doing reverse lens macro. That thing was real. I mean, you could get closer with that 50 millimeter lens and that little reverse lens macro adapter than I can with this 105 2.8 macro. Now, the cool thing about this lens, if you happen to have it, is this lens works with all the Nikon teleconverters. I can put my 1.4, 1.7, 2.0, although it won't autofocus worth of crap with the 2.0, but they all work on this. And today I shot without a teleconverter, but I've done some stuff with the 1.7 and the 1.4, and it works really good.
Interesting.
It's bug season and flower season, and even if I wasn't locked in the house, which technically I'm not until Saturday, I would probably still be doing that sort of photography right now. So really, this whole thing hasn't hurt me at all in terms of photography.
Yeah. Where it really hits me is you can't go out to eat because I love to go out to, and all the restaurants being closed. Bummer for me. You know, it seems like um, I end up washing a lot of dishes.
Yeah, we're running the dishwasher way more. I got a telephone call from my garbage service here in I'm in Hamilton County, but not Chattanooga City, where they have their own garbage. And I got a telephone call from my garbage provider saying that they will no longer pick up stuff outside your can because there's so much more garbage being produced now in the neighborhoods because everybody's staying at
Wow.
home. But
Yeah.
I cooked for lunch today. I went by the grocery store and picked up some steaks and cooked steaks for the girls, and Casey especially. Remember, I used to cook steaks a lot when she was little, and she really enjoyed that. So, and I spent less money than if we had gone out to eat. So,
It's
Yeah.
usually how it happens. If you've got some culinary skills, you can usually make something better than, and cheaper than you can go out and get most places.
Mike says that the squirrels are starting to pose when he goes outside, and Heather's gonna send him squirrels.
yeah, we've got a squirrel that hangs upside down by our bird feeder, and Heather was trying to figure out ways to get rid of it, and I found an old article written by a hero of mine who was shooting Nerf rockets at it, and then he bought a super soaker, and it worked well. And immediately, Heather ordered a super soaker. It came in just today. Squirrel gun.
You need to get that little bug assault gun where you can shoot the rock salt.
That might work. You know, I like the super soaker idea because I used to put a suet feeder out, and when I did, a mockingbird took over the suet feeder and would run off all the other birds. Well, I didn't really care to get a picture of a mockingbird. It was the other birds that I was after. But now that we got the super soaker, I'm going to lay siege on that mockingbird.
He's gonna hate you.
No, you can't. The migratory bird treaty or whatever it is. You can't even. I thought I might capture the damn thing and take it to some other area and release it, but you can't even do that. So, I mean, obviously, I didn't want to shoot it with a BB gun because that's not my thing. But I could sure shoot it with a super soaker and not feel bad about it at all.
You have a cat?
We do, but that thing is if that cat went outside, Heather would have a absolute heart attack.
How about the neighbor? Does the neighbor have an outside cat?
They might. You know, I don't. You know, I really don't want the cat to get up to our feeding station because it might take care of the birds that I like.
You feed the mockingbird to the cat.
Okay, I got you. All right, we've got the solution for cabin fever right there. It's feeding birds to cats.
There you go. Because the cat doesn't have to obey the migratory game laws. So,
that's true. That cat
you just gave it to the cat. The cat can release it wherever it wants.
Merry Christmas, cat. We have brought
you. Hello, Doug. Thank you for checking in.
South Central Indiana.
Oh, Doug's not far. Oh, wait a minute. I know Doug Barnes. I think Doug's actually my neighbor, aren't you, Doug? He lives in Mooresville.
This cough is just allergies from all the pollen. I'm not. I'm not on the
sure
COVID.
It is.
Yeah, it is Doug Barnes. Okay, I do know this guy. He's local. He's like I don't know. Doug's probably 5-10 miles away from me.
Nice. So what's the rules going on in Indiana right now? Are y'all?
Well, I mean, we're at a stay-at-home order until May 1st. But if you go down to our local, Dollar General in Monrovia, it looks like business is normal. People walking in with full families and whatnot.
So you're a pretty good piece from Indianapolis, aren't you?
Yeah, it takes me 25 minutes down the interstate to get to Indy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, you're 30, 40 miles from downtown. So you're basically out in the country.
Oh, okay. Doug's down there in Morgantown. Hey, I got a good friend who lives down in Morgantown. I thought he was in Mooresville. Sorry about that, Doug.
Mike says he's desperate. Lightning bug should show up soon. He's planning on long exposure. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that's
a great idea.
That's a really good idea. Around here, it seems like lightning bugs are extinct. I remember when I was a kid, I would see them all the time in the summer. I don't recall the last time I saw one.
Yeah, we saw them last year. They come out in April. Like our church, Antioch, has a big all-day singing on the second Sunday in April. Canceled, but the kids will go out in the evenings and they'll be flying around in the churchyards. Yeah, we see them every year. Yeah, they're still around. Yeah, you're just not out at the right time of day, the right area. But yeah, they're still here. We haven't lost them yet. But that's a great idea, Doug. Or Mike, sorry. Doug probably gonna do it too.
Yeah, they're plentiful here in Indiana. It's like one of my favorite pastimes in spring and summer is go sit on the back porch, turn all the lights off, and
just watch the light show.
Just watch the bugs blink.
Mm-hmm. This came to me, let's see, via Well, this came from eBay, but it came to me. I'm going to email from YouTuber, not a YouTuber, but a YouTube viewer. Let's see what? Stop that! No, I don't. Hit some kind of button. Man, there's a lot of emails. I ain't that far back. I've done been down this road once in the past day or two. Can't find my stuff. Come
I
on.
guarantee if you don't want to get a hold of me, send me an email.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That how it works?
I used to check my email religiously. Now I mean, send me a text if you actually want to get a hold of me. Send a comment on one of my videos. That I'll read.
Lens Reynolds trying to get me to order a lens for some reason.
What's in the box? What you got in the box?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking to see.
Shake the Christmas tree, Phil.
Yeah.
Open the present, Dave.
I can't find the guy's email now, but I had it marked where I could find it pretty easy.
What's in the box?
I guess I'll give up.
What's in the
Man,
box?
Dave, what's in the box?
There is so many emails from Bass Angler.
What's in the box?
Dave, open the box.
All right. Let's
Bass
open the
Angler needs
box.
to log in. I got something I need to show him. A piece of wood.
Let's see here. This came from Japan, so
Everything
Man, they
came
got-
from Japan at one time or another, but this came from
Yeah.
Japan recently. I think I got a mosquito bite while I was hiking today.
get my shipping label out. Hey, he's got that fiberglass tape on it. Wow.
Dang.
They're
Be
good,
careful.
too. Yeah.
Show everybody that knife.
It's to hermetically seal it from COVID-19.
That's
I think he did. Dude, I'm carving my way in with this.
I mean, if that knife right there doesn't open it, it's not opening. This knife, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
it is. Oh, I love the packaging. You got two bubbly things, one popped bubbly thing, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
He put all his money into the tape. Couldn't afford the
No
protective
kidding.
stuff on the inside.
All right. Unrolling it. More tape. You're right. I'll find that email as soon as the stream's over. Y'all can't hear me because my lav mic came off.
I can
Oh,
still
we
hear
can
you.
hear you fine, ma'am.
You're a little muffled, but
There
we
we
can
go.
still hear you.
All right. Now.
Bubbly thing. Heather says bubbly thing.
Yeah. Here. You want some ASMR? Golly. All right. And we're in there. This is the
Is that a push pull?
Looks like a Pentax.
yes, it is a push pull zoom.
Oh, weird, but the lens doesn't get longer when you push pull it. That's weird.
Yeah.
What is it?
It is a
It's a lens.
it is a 75 to 150 millimeter f4 Pentax.
Pentax.
Yes.
So that's do you have any? Are you going to get all these adapters for your Z6, or are you just going to shoot all these lenses on your XT3?
I'm gonna probably just run them on the XT3.
Come on, you want to get those Nikon adapters.
Oh, it's a 6-blade aperture too.
That'll make cool Sunstars.
Yeah.
That'll make 6-pointed. If you do a picture of a light or something, it'll be a 6-pointed star. Very cool. That's what I get with my 50 millimeter 1.8 Minolta, 1.4 Minolta.
Nice. Yeah, this was sent to me. Like I said, I was going to share you the email and tell you, but
You've gone blurry. There you go. You're back. Welcome back.
Okay. But he emailed me off the YouTube channel and told me that because I was looking for, I bought that, what was it? That great big Super Takumer 70 to 150 millimeter and I done that review on it, and I was looking for a replacement for that Nikkor series Lee lens. The Nikkor's an okay lens, but it's just not that great of a piece of glass. And he told me that these are fairly cheap, and they are. I didn't nothing. Was it $40? Says it right here on the paper. Now I'd have to spend, but yeah, $39.99 US. And yeah, I did. I've already got the adapter. It came in days ago. It's up at the house. But this is going to be like a nice telephoto. Man, it goes all the way to f/32. Wow.
What's the range on it?
It's
70 to 150?
75 to 150 millimeter. Yeah.
Dude, I got to tell you.
And I get the depth. There we go.
Get one of these too, just to try it.
Yeah, push pulls in. But yeah, check out that f/32. Dude, that's small aperture. But it's a beautiful lens.
It is pretty. Is the zoom
focus
and the focus on the same control?
Probably. Right. Let's see. Yeah. And the front element rotates with focus, so you can't run.
Well, you can. You just got to, after you get done focusing, you got to then do your polarizer.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all on one control. Nice. It's just like the Nikkor, but this one supposedly is way nicer. The glass is beautifully clear.
Looks cool.
Teresa's hollering at me. Let me see what she needs.
Okay, well, while you're talking to Teresa, I will talk about this lens that I got for $49. It is the 70 to 210 f4 to f5.6, and I got it for $49, and it had a circular polarizer on it, and I checked the price of a Hoya circular polarizer in this size, 62 millimeters, and it was $49. So basically, I bought the polarizer used for the price of a new one and got a free lens, and this thing is sharp. Now I don't know if it's as good as the Olympus that Dave just bought, but I can promise you that this is a really cool lens for the money. And the reason I bought it is because for landscape photography, a lot of times I need a 70 to 200 or a 70 to 210, and this one is much, much smaller and much, much lighter and ridiculously much cheaper than my 70 to 200 f2.8 that was when I bought it, $2,300, and it's huge and heavy. Now that lens is awesome, but I don't need f2.8 for landscape. Dave's back. Hi, Dave.
All right. Is everybody still here?
Nope.
Nope.
just me and Aaron. Everybody else hung up. They said, Dave's gone. We're out of here.
Oh, wow. Come on back, guys. I'm back. Rock Island, Georgia.
Rock?
He said the nurseries spray their trees and kill most of the lightning bugs. That's sad. Yeah. And they did close the Smoky Mountain National Forest. I saw that the other day. They closed it, Yellowstone, and the Grand Tetons.
Well, I was at Harrison Bay State Park today that I took Dave to the first time we did a collab, and it was open, but all the camping areas, I love Camping Area C, and I'm thinking, crap, that's going to be awesome. Camping Area C is not going to be full of campers. Well, they put a gate in front of it, and Camping Area A and B and D, all of them were closed off. The loop that comes around near Camping Area C, it was closed off. The park was open. The boat ramp is open. The restaurant's open. You can get takeout from the restaurant. The 4.5 mile hiking trail was open, but the place I want to go is Camping Area C, and it was closed. Bummer.
Man. Martian Citizen says he currently uses Canon FD 50mm f1.8 with an adapter on his XT2. Manual focus. Okay. I'm not so sure if yours will do it. But on the XT3, I've remapped these two buttons. And this button here, I've mapped to the 10x magnifier. I'll look through the viewfinder, and when I'm focused, I'll turn on the highlight indicator, not the highlight indicator, the focus magnet indicator where it shows, it turns yellow or red or whatever it is when you're supposed to be in focus. And once I hit it and I get it close, I'll hit that button and it'll magnify the viewfinder 10 times, and then I'll just dial it and you'll crisp it right up. You can see then. And then, you half press the shutter and it drops that out. And then you're able to just fire the frame, recompose and if you want or what have you. But it works really good. Like this old Canon lens works really well. I haven't taken it off the camera. Yeah. Yeah, that's all the aperture right there. But here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's got this giant hole right through the middle. You go back over here, I can see what it is.
Dang.
Yeah, it's incredible.
You're upside down in there. The old circle of projections got you flipped.
But yeah, it's an enormous pass through.
It's pretty amazing how in focus you were just then.
Really?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Now, set your focus on the lens.
Yeah.
Once you focused on the lens, you're in focus there in the. That's pretty awesome. See, look at this. What to do while you're stuck at home? Figure out how to make a photograph of yourself in a lens in your hand.
Yeah, handheld, double focus back to yourself. That's complicated.
Yeah, but you could do that. I mean, all you got to do is press the shutter button right now.
Yeah. Right. Man, it's all reversed.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I imagine it would be.
Everything is reversed. That's hard to do because I'm having to glance down at the screen. That's how I know when I'm in focus. I'm looking at the screen.
I'm glad it's you doing it, not me.
And then I go back to the editor.
I got it.
Dude, this thing's pretty awesome.
Don't worry. I got it.
Man, good to see y'all doing something useful. Now let's talk about the Z series. I left Nikon after the D7100. Now Sony and I didn't bring a Z series camera down here. I'm filming with the D810, and I've got the XT3 because I had it doing some product photography, and I was using that Canon 58 mil to do it. But it's up at the house. I used it yesterday to take photos, just doing snapshots of the family. There's a Nikon Z. But I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, that Z6, it's the magic. That thing is incredible, dude. And can you still get them super cheap like you could back at the first year? Y'all know?
I'll check.
I like it. It's not a bad camera.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They are currently from B&H. They are $17.96, which is $200 off.
What does it come with anything?
That's body only, or $23.96, which is also $200 off with the old 24 to 70.
They went up.
Yeah, because I got mine. Yeah, mine was just touch over 2K with the 24 to 70, the camera.
That's a deal.
And the FTZ.
And there's the FTZ is $46.95 if you buy one, which is kind of what they're doing on the Z50.
That's not bad. That's a good price.
I think I still have more fun with my Z50 over any other camera I got right now.
Really? Interesting. It's funny how we all have all these full frame cameras, but we wind up playing with crop sensor cameras.
I like the new. We still have Fellowship of the Aperture Ring in the shot again. Good job.
Yeah, that's Aaron doing the magic.
Yeah, I wish.
Right here.
I'm watching the video feed on Discord because it's live and it's not blowing my tiny mind. But every once in a while I flip over and look at the other. But yeah, as far as the Z50 is concerned, I want to use the Z6, and I do have one video in my queue of about 6 that are about to come out that's Z6 only. but most of them I'm using the Z50, and I don't think it's 100% because it's my newest horse in the stable. Like if I want to do
Yeah.
macro, I definitely want the Z50 for that because it has the highest pixel density of the Z series cameras, even higher than a Z7. And wildlife, same thing. A shot that you're going to crop anyway, especially if you're using a full frame camera, you're going to crop it a lot. A wildlife bird picture, Z50 might be the best way to go on that. It seems to work just as well for landscape photography as my Z6. Now, portraits where I want a really ultra thin depth of field, that is where I still like the Z6 the best. But gosh, I'm using the Z50 a lot. I really, really like this camera. It operates just like the Z6. I don't like the if you're chimping, the plus and minus zoom in and zoom out buttons are on the screen itself. I don't like that. I'm struggling to get used to that. But other than that, um, gosh, I like this camera a bunch, and it's so cheap. I think it's how much are they? I think I paid
Right. What,
$1,200
1,000?
with I paid 1,200 with two lenses and the FTZ. Of course, I used a coupon code. And I'll give y'all a secret. If you buy from Bedford's, Bedford's is another camera retailer. They're smaller than B&H, but they are really interested in good customer service. Uh, Unlike Amazon and B&H, they still do not charge sales tax. And if you use Arthur Morris, there's a photographer named Arthur Morris. He's a brilliant wildlife photographer. If you use the coupon code, which is his kind of trademark, Birds as Art, all one word, they'll give you $50 off. Bedford's will any purchase over $1,000. So I bought the Z50 and the two kit lenses and the FTZ. Used the Birds as Art coupon code, saved $50, had it shipped to my door for free, and didn't pay tax. So
Wow.
there's something to do while you got cabin fever. Save a bunch of money on a
Yeah.
fancy Nikon Z50.
Go to eBay, buy you a bunch of vintage glass to go on it. And
Absolutely.
Van Veen JF, he says it's sad that they left the old mounting. Can't use his old lenses, but you can with the FTZ. And if you've got older glass, you can even buy mounts to mount like this old Pentax lens to it. It's a dumb adapter. That's the problem. It don't do autofocus. It doesn't do auto aperture control. Which the FTZ will do auto aperture control on lenses that have communication. So you can still have that, but you don't get autofocus on screw drive focus lenses or the older ones. You manually focus, but you use focus peaking and you use focus magnification, it'll work fine with the older glass.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing with the Z6. I mean, I don't have XT3 like Dave does with 50 million adapters that he has, but I adapt my Minolta 50 millimeter 1.4, which is, this. I looked at David has the same lens, and our serial numbers aren't that far apart, which I think is really cool. That me and my buddy have lenses that were made pretty close together. But that thing works great, especially on the Z6. And, it'll work on the Z50 as well, but you can really take advantage of that 1.4 on the full frame sensor. What you showing us? Is that the Canon 1.2?
Yeah.
All right.
This is the lock ring. Now, see if I can get to it. If I unbreech lock it, the lens comes straight off the mount. There's no twisting the lens. It just drops on, and then you lock this breech lock to lock the lens in place. So
that's the what do they call it? The FD mount, the Canon's older
FL,
mount.
I think it's the F. Well, this is the FL lens. That's why I say that. The front of the lens is marked.
I don't know anything about Canon, but
I
know that they changed their mount, and Nikon left theirs kind of the same up until now.
But this mount really worked really well. See, I have to position everything just right. There we go. I figured out how to do it. It took me a while to figure out how to put this thing together. There we go. Yeah, it's all right now. Now the aperture works like yes. What's it? This is a 8-bladed aperture. Yeah. Canon's always like the
Yeah, they like
aperture
even
blade.
numbers.
Yeah.
Canon likes even numbers. Up until their, wait a minute, FD mount must be the worst mounting bayonet, always struggling with it. I looked at some of my friend Percy's FD mount lenses, and that's when I decided I didn't want to buy one. But that particular one that David has is awesome. It's awesome. He took a picture of a couple of cats sitting in a chair or something, posted it somewhere. I can't remember, Instagram or someplace. Cool picture.
And cats are looking at me like, no, the chair's taken. There's not enough room.
Yeah.
But it's a weird mount. It really is a weird mount. But yeah, I've got lots of video ideas. I've done got, like I was telling them earlier, I've done got 2 or 3 more videos saved to the computer that I haven't edited yet. Plus, there's more to come in the simple photography lesson series. Those are actually getting pretty good, call it feedback. People like them because I'm trying to simplify the technology where it's not overwhelming. I saw a video the other day. A guy made a good point, and it was several months old. He was at a photography show last fall somewhere, and he said, cameras have features now just to sell cameras. They're building in functions into these cameras that no one wants or even needs. And, how many of you guys have used the time lapse function for DSLR?
I have.
I have never used the time lapse function in my camera.
I've been like wanting to go back out to the plains and go. That's what I wanted to go do with the 850 was go out and do time lapses of big thunderheads and lots of weather coming through.
Juan's in the Corona state.
I prefer the interval. I'm not going to call it the interval timer.
Oh, sure, Con. Go ahead.
I prefer. I prefer
Right.
that so I can, I don't want it to build the video for me. I want to build the video myself from raw files that I can get just right. But a lot of times I'll use. Where is my Canon?
Dude, thank you for checking into our live stream, dude. That's awesome. Or I'm not sure. I might have just insulted you. I'm sorry.
A lot of times I use the built-in interval timer to make a time lapse with this camera, the little Canon M50, and that I don't have to edit at all if I'm in. But I like to make time lapses, saving each individual file and then editing them all in Lightroom and export them to JPEG and then load them into Photoshop and render a video from that. That's a good time. But I agree with you. There are a lot of features that are put in cameras that have no use whatsoever.
There are large swaths of the menus in these cameras that I never use at all. And it's a good point. You just need the basic a lot of times to get good photos. You're just going to shoot photos and you're not worrying about video so much, then you just need to know 4 or 5 things and you can get really nice photos. And then it gets down to, like you said in that clip where we was down on Market Street, then you have the creative control. And that's all you need. What amazes me is when I watch Aaron take landscape photos. It blows my mind how good his eye is for landscape photography.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's impressive.
I like them also as well.
We got to get Phil to go on the Fellowship of the Aperture Ring this fall.
Heck, we should do it as soon as that we can travel.
I mean, who knows when that'll be?
Well, yeah.
Thank you, Van Veen. Appreciate you logging in. Yeah. Well, once we get loose, yeah.
Somebody's echoing.
Not me. I got my audio muted. Yeah, my audio's.
Hello?
Nope, it's good now.
Yeah, I heard it too. That was strange, wasn't it? Shere Khan, since checked in, if you're still here,
wow.
what's your favorite camera that you're using, and what are you guys seeing with the whole coronavirus thing? Are y'all being told not to go outside too?
4 dials, ISO, AS, and exposure compensation.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah,
it.
right there they are. And that's the reason I like this camera. Exposure compensation is a dial. Then there's your that's your shutter speed, and your ISO, and then your aperture, of course, is on the lens.
You know,
And even on the Fuji lenses. Go ahead.
I'm so used to pressing the exposure compensation and rolling the back dial. I don't know. That's another thing I like about the Z50 because I'm used to the location of the record, the ISO, and the exposure compensation button on my D500, and it's in those important buttons are in the exact same place on the Z50 and the Z6. So that's really handy.
Yeah, most of the button layouts are the same.
I'll, I'll be right back, guys.
I like that. That's a very professional standby thing.
Well, all things be creative.
Is that Cochise at the top?
That's like what they used to have, like on the 1950s and 60s broadcast. It was kind of
Yeah. I remember old television when something would go wrong at the station. They would show a picture, like a cartoon picture of somebody trying to plug two cables together. Please stand by. Technical difficulty.
Thank you for the tip, Shere Khan. Appreciate that. Olive oil. That's interesting. But yeah,
That is interesting. Sounds good. Sounds tasty
yeah,
with bread.
yeah, and it smells good too. Yeah, I love simplifying the camera down to where you don't worry. I've gotten to where I really like getting straight out of camera JPEG. I've gotten really used to getting the exposure like I want in camera and doing very minimal or zero edit. A lot of the photos in my videos in the last 6 months have been either no edit or very minimal edits in DaVinci Resolve. You can edit the photo in Resolve. You can basically do the color correcting and the usual heavy hitter edits. You can't get in there, and you probably can do individual color channels, but I don't. But I might bump contrast a little, or maybe bring down the highlights just a touch on an overexposed image. But most of them, I like them as they are coming out of the camera, especially out of the XT3. I've gotten really used to the color profiles, and I enjoy them, and I just run with it. I just like it. It saves me so much time in editing.
Which one do you use? I know there's lots of different film simulations. Which one do you like the most?
Let me see. Let me look and see which one I'm using right now. Currently, it's on Classic Chrome. I'll normally use Provia. I like Provia, which is the standard profile, and Classic Chrome gives me some cool contrast. I don't use the Eterna much.
Really, that's the one I hear people liking the most, but I don't have any experience with it.
It's an old film video simulation kind of thing, but I like the Acros R, which is one of their black and white modes. They have monochrome, and then they have Acros R, which is an old brand of black and white film, I believe.
Yeah.
But I use I like Velvia a little bit, but mostly it's Provia or Classic Chrome or that Astia or Acros. I'm sorry.
See, that kind of takes me back to that gizmo you bought that sits in your hot shoe, to where you can use that as a video camera, because with still photos, I can't leave well enough alone. I got to edit those things, whether they need it or not. I have a sickness. I got to fool with them. But for video, I like that stuff to look good right out of the camera. And if you can put those film simulations with your XT3 and use your gizmo in the cold shoe I mean, I would love to have perfect looking video straight out of the camera that doesn't need any tweaking at all. I hate fooling with which is just the opposite of the way I am with stills.
See, and I'll go in and color correct and pull highlights and all that jazz and video footage instead. It's kind of funny, but it's real fast. What I'll do is I'll have a whole bunch of clips that are shot in the same area. So once I get one adjusted, I just copy and paste them. Kind of like doing batch edits in Lightroom.
That makes sense. A lot of times I'll do that in Lightroom for stills. Especially if the light is similar in all the pictures. Like if I'm doing a game or a basketball game or something, I'll get one that looks pretty good, and I'll copy those settings to all of them and do individual pictures. I'll tweak a little bit, but a lot of times landscape, buddy, each individual picture has its own life. And what's funny is I'll work on some of them before I go to bed, and I'll edit them different, and I'll say, which style do I like better? And whichever one it is, I have to fix all the other ones.
Virtual copy
So
for the win.
There's some extra people. There's been a lot
Hey,
going
there's
on.
RD Photo.
Yeah, how you guys doing? Thank you for checking in, RD. Let's see.
That's now
Raul, the D3100 is a great machine. If you're getting good results with it and you enjoy using it, take pictures, save your money. Honestly, the only reason that I would even bother with upgrading would be to get the controls on the outside of the camera to where you can access them without having to dive in. That's the only thing that you'll gain getting a bigger machine. Yeah, the D7000 series of cameras will get that for you, and they're fairly inexpensive. You can buy a secondhand D7200 or D7500 or whatever it is now, pretty cheap. You can get into those really reasonably. Shoot, for that matter, you could probably get a D800 for less than $1,000 now.
Wow, that's if the D800 had a screen that could tilt, what's wrong with it otherwise? I mean, it's not a wildlife camera because it shoots 4 frames a second and the shutter's as loud as an anvil, clang, 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 clang. But what a great camera! I like 36 megapixels. When the megapixel war started and Nikon took the lead with the D800 at 36 megapixels, I was like, well, that's perfect. But now they're so huge. I just don't want to fool with files that big.
RD, there should be a little bell next to the subscribe button. That'll get you your notifications.
Yeah. Thank you. I was about to type it, and I'd done something that broke my stream video feed. Are you still there?
Yeah. Click notification on me, RD. But David first, because David does all the live stream. I've done one, but hey, we need Bass Angler in here. I got something I need to show.
Where is he?
Text Bass Angler.
I don't know.
Heck,
I'm gonna have to log out in the not too distant.
What?
Well, how long have we been? Well, we've been streaming for over an hour, so that's a pretty good amount of time.
Teresa called. That's what the phone call was about. She was gonna have supper ready in not too long, so I'm kind of hungry.
What are we having? Can you?
I have no idea.
Of it over here over the old internet.
If I knew what it was, I have no idea what she's cooking.
Well, whatever it is, it sounds good to me.
Bass Angler is one of the moderators on my channel. He's a YouTuber that constantly heckles me.
He's a Van Halen fan. He's a big Van Halen fan. He and I share that for sure.
Yeah, but David or Sammy or
both of them.
Probably all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, just as long as Eddie's in the band, we don't care singing. Let's do instrumentals. Just let Eddie play.
Nikon D850 is awesome, and the X100F is a nice machine. I like those small form factor cameras. I've never been real big on them because I'm just used to having the interchangeable lens camera design. And I think the X100 has a fixed 23 millimeter lens on it. I'm not opposed to it. It's just that I like to experiment with focal lengths. That's why I don't have any of those smaller form factor cameras. For some reason, my video feed on my stream is broken. Do you guys now? Is it working for y'all? Can y'all see it?
You're up there.
It's never stopped, dude.
You're there.
Okay, then it's just frozen on mine. Then all right. I'm just making sure it wasn't broke.
Yeah, you're there.
Because none of it's moving on mine. I just got the little circle of doom. Yeah, this has been great. We've got new lenses. We've got new widgets. I put
What's
my
in the
little
box?
Yeah, that's that little hot shoe adapter video.
Oh yeah, I gotta order that. What's it called? UU rig?
Yes.
UU rig.
There you go.
$12.95 from Adorama. $13.28 on eBay. I like the Adorama price. How much is it on Amazon?
It wasn't much.
$19.95. Oh, wait a minute. I love that it has. Did you say it has 3 cold shoes on it?
Yeah, one on each side and one on top.
That's awesome. But you need a screen that will at least tilt straight up, right?
Yeah, it has to lay out flat.
Gotcha.
That's the magic. It lays out, bounces off the mirror, and then you see it from the top.
Well, I think I'm going to get it from Adorama, where it's only $12.95.
You get free shipping from them?
That's a very good question. Let's check and see.
Because that's what. See, mine was on Amazon Prime shipped, and it was like a pretty. I think that's probably what I paid for. It was $20 shipped.
Free shipping, no taxes.
Nice. Yeah.
It's no taxes yet. It may throw taxes on there when I add my zip code.
Oh. It won't be much. How much can sales tax be? It'd be Tennessee, if anything, so it'll add, what, $1? Yeah. It's still cheap. Very cheap. Is Adorama in New York?
New Jersey, I think.
That's right. I may just be ordering myself a case of COVID-19.
No, what you're ordering is a back order because there ain't nobody there.
That's a good point.
If they're open.
Yeah, I'm not in that big of a hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I've put my zip code in, taxes is $1.20, so $15 ship.
There's a 6% coupon on the on Amazon.
On Amazon?
On Amazon.
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 Amazon. That's the way Thomas Heaton pronounced it.
Have you seen those macro photography
yes.
videos?
The
it's hilarious.
Yeah, we were
the
talking about
video
that
with the
earlier.
aquarium is great.
When you post a picture in the live feed, though.
Absolutely great. Good stuff.
Robert's camera charges me a lot of tax, but I live like 25 miles from him.
Huh.
I think Roberts is where I got my my Minolta 51.4.
Yeah.
But I got it on eBay, so I didn't have to pay tax.
Guys looking at GFX 50S 2300 or the D850 2100. Okay. Any thoughts? Okay, if I was going to pick between those two, I'd pick the D850 because of the lens. The GFX 50 is going to use the GFX lenses. They have that bigger medium format lens, and your lenses are going to be expensive.
Oh, I agree. And you can get lenses for your D850 used that,
for nothing.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know about nothing, but for not a lot, which you probably can't for that other.
Well, if you're shooting wildlife, yeah, he'll want like the 500 millimeter f4 or something. But you can get the screw drive focus 500 mil for what, about 25?
Something like that. I can't imagine shooting wildlife with a medium format camera. That's I like an APS-C sensor for wildlife. I don't even like full frame.
Yeah, medium
Uh,
format's too slow for doing anything that's moving. I mean,
Yeah.
it can be
but for
done,
I mean
but
it's great for landscape, but I think you can do it just as good or nearly for way less with a D850 or a Z7. Nikon makes some
D500.
very nice mirrorless cameras with the same sensor as a
Yeah.
D850 or virtually the same.
I still love that 500.
It's an awesome machine.
Mike Mitchell says, don't know if it's an April Fool's joke, but he saw a post where XT3 would get a firmware update giving it digital image stabilization. I have not heard that. I haven't logged into my Fuji app. That's how you download the updates into your Fuji camera is you log into your Fuji camera with the app on your smartphone that downloads the update and dumps it into the camera for the phone. And I haven't seen that. But then again, I haven't logged into the camera with the app in a day or
The
two.
XT3 doesn't have digital image stabilization. That's surprising.
Nope. It
Most of
has
the
it has
most
a
of the
digital
most of the
sensor.
Nikons do. It's not
Yeah.
that great. I
But,
find that with my Z6, the electronic image stabilization works great if you're using a telephoto lens with a really small angle of view.
mm-hmm.
But if you're using, I did a video and I had it on. I had the electronic image stabilization on, and I was at 14 millimeters, super crazy wide, and it just freaked it out because it
Huh.
had all sorts of stuff to try to keep level, and I'm wobbling all over the place because I'm an old rickety man, and that didn't work well at all. So I still like the Merganser video, the put you to sleep video. It worked great on it, but not for vlogging.
Interesting.
Did you order your UU rig from Adorama?
Yeah, it's already ordered. Did you find a better price?
No, I just ordered mine from Amazon. It was like $20.
Gotcha. Mine was let's see what I paid out the door. 14 something.
I still got hit with tax no matter what. You're in Indiana, they just tax.
Juan Lopez says, mentioned Tamron 24 to 72. Aaron runs Tamron zoom lenses. They are incredible lenses. I got to give him credit there. Those are amazing lenses.
Yeah, for a Nikon F mount like D850,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really happy with the 150 to 600. I kind of have some buyer's remorse with it. I've been fighting that lens ever since I got it, but like the 45
Dude,
millimeter SP. I mean, you saw what we were doing with that 45, and that thing was just
mm,
it's an amazing lens. And then I've got the 15 to 30 G2, the 24 to 70 G2, and the 70 to 200 G2. All just fantastic lenses.
they are. That 15 to 30 is incredible.
My buddy Ray Soldano is he uses those. I think his ultra wide is a Sigma, but his 24 to 70 and his 70 to 200 are both Tamron.
Huh.
He's funny. He's a Nikon guy, but he doesn't have a single Nikon lens. He has the I think it's Sigma, maybe not. Maybe it is Sigma. 120 to 300 f2.8, which is Nikon just came out with one that's $6,500 or something. I think he paid 1,800 used on B&H Condition 8 Plus.
And I just dumped a link. Oh, it's too many characters. It won't let me. I thought I dumped a link for. Let me go back. Oh, that was why. I'm trying to find one of these. Here, Adorama's got one. One said 500 millimeter screw drive. So I'm gonna grab the share button here and let me do it. I'm sure. Typically,
Yeah, I'm $14.15 out the door on it from Adorama. $1.20 in tax.
Wow.
I'm glad you reminded me to look because I forgot to hit the submit this order button because I'm an idiot.
Well,
Now we got stuff for next week's show and tell.
Yeah, no kidding. Adorama's got one. 500 millimeter.
RD Photo asked me if I like the Z50. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I wasn't sure if I would love it when I ordered it, but turns out I do. I'm just glad I didn't break it when my dumb butt dropped it.
It's
You
a
sent
pretty
yours
stout
back?
little camera.
There you go. I just sent mine back. Yeah. Yeah, one. The screwdriver lenses are the AF series. The AFD is the distance metering one. And there's one on Adorama's website right now for 1,800.
Probably,
yeah,
if
you
you
can
go
get one.
look at Robert's used section, used photo pro, probably can
Yeah,
find
they
something over
probably have
there.
one too.
That's an autofocus, right?
Yes, but you got to have the full frame body that have the screw motor. You can focus. It's not the electric focus like Phil's. Phil has the hot rod F4. Something wrong?
Here they've got used photo pros got the 500 f4
For how much?
48 47.99.
That's probably the one like Phil has. That's the G series. It's the electric focus.
Yeah, it's AFS.
Let's see. Yeah, AFS Nikkor 500 millimeter 1:4G ED. This is not the newest. The newest one is a E series.
Oh, okay. So the one that was $4,800, that's a GED VR, and then
that's like the one Phil's showing.
Yeah,
that's this.
They've got three of them there, all the way from 28 down to 40, almost 42. No, wait, they got another one down here, AFS GED 35.
I'll tell you, this thing weighs as much as a battleship. Very functional lens. And it comes with a hat.
Wow. Yeah. RD says that he didn't like the low light focus. It didn't have a plug-in port for the remote release, and it had no AFS priority release.
For the
Good information.
50? Yeah, now the 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, once you get into the smaller end of Nikon's consumer grade cameras, yeah, you're gonna have those issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was going to use, I do wish it had a place to plug in a remote shutter. Really do. So that's a legitimate gripe for sure that actually even bothers me about it. It does have, of course, you can operate a remote shutter with your phone, but I don't like the what does Nikon call their SnapBridge?
Yeah.
I don't like SnapBridge.
They've got a Bluetooth remote for it too.
They do. It costs about 4 times as much as a cheap cable release that I can use on my Z6, but that is an option. I think if I'm going to get into a situation where I need longer than 30-second exposures, I'll just use the Z6.
Yeah, well, it's probably a good idea. I mean, for what the Z50 does, it's excellent camera. And like RD, I own the D5500, and I would say the Z50 is far superior in usability over the D5500, because the D5500 you've got to get into the menus. There's no way around it. I mean, if you're sitting there trying to do manual mode on a D5500, you're going to drive yourself up the wall because half the stuff you got to do is in the menu.
Let's see. No AFS priority. I absolutely never use AFS ever. I'm in AFC at all times with back button focus. So that doesn't hurt me at all. Low light focus is a struggle. I think it's a struggle with my Z6 and my Z50. They say the XT4 has ridiculous low light focus, and the XT3 is probably better. What do you think about that low light focus on your XT3, David, versus your Z6?
They're similar. I don't really notice that much of a difference because if I want to see better, then I'll just add ISO till I can see the focus, and then I'll just dial it back to what I want for the exposure and take the frame.
Yeah. So
But
but you're like a rock star of manual focus. When I'm manually focusing, if I'm taking a picture of a person and I'm manually focusing, they better be patient. Heather has learned to just stand there and pose and be cool because old Phil going to figure it out in a few minutes. But you can do street photography with manual focus. I can't do that.
Did you, Dave? Did you ever tell Phil how to do that back button magnification on the Z6?
on the Z6,
Yeah, you remember I told you about it?
I've got a Aaron. I've got one of the front two command buttons. Let's see if I can show you. There's two buttons right here. It's kind of hard to see, but the top one I've got programmed for a 10x zoom on both my Z6 and my Z50.
Okay, well, I put it on the back, instead of, trying to do back button focus. I think I've got set up on like U1 on my Z6. But I do that zoom on it, so when I'm doing like with my manual lenses, I can just do that on the Z50 too.
nice.
That's cool.
I got a lens that is going to be a review video, but I got to make a mount for it.
You got to make it?
Yeah, I got to make
it in
the
the machine
adapter.
shop?
Yeah, I'm going to carve a mount out for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's what I'm going to do is make me an adapter to go from M42 threads to the bayonet, and it's it's an old film camera from the 50s. Looks like I think it is actually 35 millimeter. But you loosen the bottom of the camera housing, and the whole back and bottom of the camera housing come off at once. Then you stick the roll of film in it, then you put the housing back on it and screw it back on. It's up in the solar shed where I normally have the wood background and the wires hanging up in there. It's got a leather case, but I figured out the other day
why you have drywall behind you.
Yeah, because the lighting is a little better.
Yeah.
But that lens, I was messing with that camera the other day, and I noticed there was a lever on the bottom of the lens, and I flipped that lever, and it unbayoneted, and the lens came off. It has a 3-lug mount bayonet on it. So I'm going to make a mount up to adapt that to M42 screw threads because I've got the film planes marked on the camera. So I'm going to measure it from the back of the film plane to the back of the lens, and I've got the film plane marked on the XT3. It's literally right there. That's what that little symbol is the film plane. So I can measure that, and I'll just make me a screw thread adapter to couple them together.
So you got to make a video of this entire process, showing all of these steps. That'll be an awesome video. People will go crazy. I'm going to turn my camera off for just about long enough to pee. Be back.
Oh.
He didn't have to turn his camera off. I could have just.
You can mute him from there, can't you?
Yeah, I could have put the standby image back over him. Could have just moved it over him.
Yeah, that project coming up. I'm gonna do a review on this lens. I'm gonna do a review on this little thing. Hopefully, this will allow me to start vlogging with a DSLR some and getting some nice footage. That's one of the big reasons I haven't been shooting video with this camera. I've shot video with it once. I shot a wedding, of all things. I was asked to video a wedding and put together a montage. And I did it, and I shot the whole thing in 120 frame slow-mo and then set it to this really sappy country music song they want. That's why it's not uploaded. It's copyrighted music. And just gave them the flash drive of the video on it, and they loved it, of course. But, just shooting everything in 120p, you can handhold it with an unstabilized camera, and it's still smooth. Especially when you're just pulling 2-second clips or 3-second clips so you cut it to the music. You can do a slow pan or you set it real still. And it was easy to get good video with. But I want to experiment with it and try to do a little bit of vlogging style stuff with it. And that'll allow me to compose the frame. That's one of the big problems with the non-forward face screen cameras is can't make sure that you're in composition. You're not doing this when you're doing your video. And
Well, you'll be able to use that on any of your cameras, so that'll work on your Fuji or your any of your
yeah,
Nikons, or it's
yeah,
kind of
the
useful. Well,
Z6.
no, sorry, you can't use it on the 810.
Yeah. I'd have to add yet another mirror.
I don't know. I wonder if you could make two of those work though for the 810.
Yeah, you just buy one of them little stainless signal mirrors and glue it onto the bottom of the camera to kick it up. It would at least reverse the image back correct.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a cool idea. I'm kind of glad they did that. So I don't know. I was thinking
Yeah.
about putting like some sort of HDMI monitor on it, and just like, yeah.
Yeah, you add something like an Adamus Ninja or equivalent, and it just makes the whole rig bulky. So that's the reason I
I'd
did.
love to have one of those. Don't they have like an older Adamus thing that didn't have a screen on it, but you could record your screen or something?
Probably. I haven't done much research on them because they're just too big and bulky, and I just don't need that extra bulk in my life to vlogs. That's why I kept scaling the camera down smaller and smaller till I got to a GoPro, because the GoPro, when in linear mode, captures fairly good video. It's actually really good. A lot of people don't realize it's a GoPro, and
Yeah.
and
I used the GoPro today to vlog, but we social distancing between the three of us. I was hiking the trail with myself, my daughter, and her boyfriend. So I left it in ultra, whatever they call the super wide.
yeah.
And we walked in. Have you ever been to Enterprise South Nature Park and went inside one of those bunkers from the TNT plant in World War II?
No, but me and you talked about it that day we rode up there, but we didn't
Dude,
go
you
see
got to
it.
go. It's awesome. But I walked in there with that ultra wide bunker, which is really relatively small. It made it look huge. It made it look like a basketball gym.
Hey, RD, that's how I do landscape photography. I run AFS and back button focus. I'll pick me a point that I want for focus after I push my aperture up to f11 or f13 or whatever, and I'll focus on that point, and then I'll set the timer and run the internal timer and let it take the frame. That's how I do it as well.
I back button focus, and then
Aaron does some kind of magic when he does it, and his pictures turn out
his
amazing.
pictures are awesome.
I don't use autofocus for landscapes. I always use manual focus.
Right. Well, that's me too. I'll hit the back button to get close, and then I'll use that button I programmed for the 10x to dial it in perfect or close to perfect. I usually miss it.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know.
Well, what else can we do during isolation? I talked about
we can all put on our onesies and do macro photography of water in aquariums.
Do we want to do photo challenge? Set something up. Maybe give us something to reflect on next week. Talk about. Say, hey, we got a week to do
All right. We got to figure out how to get the photos into the screen.
Geico.
Can't print them. Oh, yeah, we can do that. All right.
Yeah,
okay,
I can do like. Hold on, let's see if I can do this on the fly real quick.
But they can post them to the Georgia Photographer Gathering on Facebook or to Instagram and tag them with Geico Tap.
Yeah, they could do that, and then we can just parse the whole window and into the video feed.
Yeah, I can easily see it on. Yeah, you can pull that up easily enough. Let's do it to the Georgia Photographer Gathering. That way, it'll all be on the notebook. You have access to it. Wouldn't that work easier?
I don't know. It's your channel, man. You figure it out.
Yeah, but you're the IT guy.
I don't know. You just tell me where the images are, and we'll pull them up from there, and it'll be on YouTube.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, like this.
Well, I think people could email them someplace during a live stream, and while we're actually going, people can send them in. What do you think? No, not good.
Oh, you saw Dave? What happened with him trying to go through an email?
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
It's just
Okay,
it's
never
just
mind.
easier to search by a hashtag. Like here, give me a second. I'll set this up.
You're gonna hashtag Geico tap.
Yeah, it creates issues. But let's do a still life. The first one's going to be a still life because that's in everybody's home. You're now the rules are the image has to be family friendly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, even if it's tasteful, no nudity. Um, no suggestive language, no human body parts like dismemberment. You know, you know the rules.
Huh?
Do it as a still life, which typically means inanimate objects gathered together in an interesting way in a frame. So that's what we'll do. We'll do a still life on the first one because that's something everybody has access to inside their home. How about that?
Okay.
I've already got an idea.
I'm just
Taking a
gonna
picture
take a
of
bunch
this
of stuff and throw it
squishy
on the
Christmas
table.
tree.
That'll work. It's inanimate. Somebody at least has to think of the idea of using camera equipment. There you go. There, see, Phil's thinking.
Pictures of cameras. I like it.
Awesome.
David, what's your next video about? Let's do some channel announcements for you.
I got one.
What do you got coming?
My next video is going to drop Saturday is going to be about Chattanooga and the lack of. I just did more of a vlog documentary. I just recorded this moment in time and saved it to a YouTube video. You know, and I'm walking around and talking a little bit too, but I did a lot of photos to record this moment, and that video is coming out Saturday.
That'll be interesting.
What's yours going to be?
How long ago did you make it?
The 23rd, I think, is the day I filmed. About a week and a half ago, something like that. It was Tuesday a week, so 9 days ago. What's your next one going? What's your next video going to be on?
Shoot, I don't even know. Let me look. Excuse me. Let's see.
No, Kevin. Aaron's in Indiana. Phil's in Tennessee, and I'm in Georgia.
My next one is a photo walk that we did around the Walnut Street Bridge and ended up having wild street photography and macro in it.
Nah.
All in the art district.
Yeah, that was the day we was going to get together and it fell apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome place. All right, Aaron.
The Walnut Street Bridge will be closed pretty soon.
Probably.
If it's not already.
I don't know. It's a path of travel, so they'll probably leave it open simply for that purpose, crossing the river on foot.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, you can cross the market too, but you know, you can't maintain social distancing on market because the sidewalk's too narrow. So you can on walk.
I like walking across Market Street though.
I do
John
too.
Ross Bridge. That's cool.
Yeah. April 4th, the Walnut Street Bridge is closed. Heather just put it on. So that day after
that makes
tomorrow.
sense because all the Chattanooga parks will close, and those are Chester Frost, the Tennessee River Park, which technically the Walnut Street Bridge is part of, and Enterprise South Nature Park, where I hiked today.
That's sad.
It's going to be a fun month.
You got a week to produce a still life image that's compelling.
power of photography compels you. The power of photography compels you.
Right. I have used a knife to cut my fingernails for the better part of 30 years, and I'll since I work with my hands, I chip my fingernails regularly. So you file them with the edge of the blade, and well, you can't see it because I didn't focus the camera, and it's done. But I can't use fingernail cutters anymore because it bugs me when they click. It bothers me. So I use a knife. Normally, I'll sit down outside of the shop on steps and I'll cut all my fingernails once a week, twice a week, depending on what's going on. It's like they grow fast sometimes, and it's kind of weird. But,
Depends on what you eat.
all right, we need to shut this thing down, guys. We've been running 100 minutes.
Ooh, that's a long time.
Yeah, and supper is at the house, probably getting cold. So I want to sign off so we can eat supper and put our gear up. Plus, I need to go up to the house and mount this on the XT3, see how it looks, and mount this on the XT3, see how it looks. But I've really had a lot of fun tonight. I really appreciate everybody jumping here, and the chat's been great. Thank you, George, for logging in. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you too. It's been a great experience. This has been one of the best live chats I've ever. So much fun. So until next time, what do we do, guys?
Geico Tapper.
That's it. Get your camera out and go take a picture with it. All right. Thank you.
Later.